Don't tread on us.
Do you want social justice? Now I give you social justice.
The Zanna way.
Don't trade on us, the Freedom Rifle by Zanna. The most affordable military-grade semi-automatic AR-15 rifle in M4 configuration, chambered in 223 Wild that can shoot both 5.56 NATO and 223 Remington. 4 minutes of angle for just $499, made in the USA. Get your Freedom Rifle now. We need every law-abiding American armed with knowledge and at least one military rifle ready to defend good against evil. With every Don't Tread on Us rifle, you will get free parchment replica of the United States Constitution, free digital CD Don't Tread on Us, free ebook How to Become a Rifleman, free t-shirt Slaves Are Never Armed, I Am Not a Slave, free 30 rounds magazine where allowed by the law, free laser engraved ejection port Don't Trade on Us for just $499. Go to www.freedomrifle.com, www.freedomrifle.com. Get your Freedom Rifle now.
Here we go, guys and girls. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with Luca, Zanna on K-Talks 1340 AM and on United States.fm network. Second hour, it is about guns, training, ideas, and of course, everything about the Second Amendment. Now, before we start, I want to remind you that this coming Saturday the 14th, exactly in Kingman, at the gun shop called Shots on Airwaves in Kingman, I will be holding the first, let's say, Arizona concealed weapon permit class. And it's a great opportunity for single mothers. Listen to me, single moms and people with real disabilities, okay? I mean, if you have a disabilities and you are coming around with a Ferrari, you know what, this is not for you. But if you're a person with disabled and you have maybe some economic problem, guess what? Class, it's free. Freed means on me. Same story with single moms. If you're a single mom and you're struggling a little bit with money, guess what? The class is free. If you're a single mom and your ex-husband or whatever gives you, $20,000 a month plus a Maserati, guess what? You're going to also pay us a lunch maybe, okay? But the point is, if you're single mothers, we will keep, by the way, this private. If you come to my event, to the Arizona Concealed Carry Permit in Kingman this 14th, and you qualify to be a single mom, I'm not going to advertise it. By the way, this is a free class on you, single mom. No, you're going to be treated like every other person. And why am I doing this? It's very simple. First of all, you know what? My mom was a single mom. And unfortunately, we did not have Second Amendment right in Italy. And I wish we had. At the same time, I also, feel sorry for, kids and teenagers or just, moms alone that they have not the right, or at least the opportunity to protect themselves without a weapon. Since they don't have a man around, I like to at least to have a weapon. But, the weapon itself is not enough. You need to have knowledge, especially, the law, knowing the law, and also understanding what you should start to do. Because this class is not going to give you the magic power to know how to, shoot a gun. It's going to be just few hours. We will cover an extensive, curriculum way beyond and above what the minimum requirement. But the idea is to give you the opportunity to know the basic foundations of safety and, of course, also the things that you should know when it comes down to marksmanship and, of course, the Arizona state laws. And federal laws too, of course. So if you want to know more about this coming class, go to www.azccw.us, or just go to lovegunsfreedom.com. There is my email, and you can shoot me an email. I can give you details. It's going to be starting at 10 o'clock exactly this coming Saturday, the 14th. Now, I have a guest that I had the pleasure to meet in person because, he purchased one of my Don't Trade on Us, the Freedom Rifle. And I never really spent time at the range with him. I like to meet him and also go shoot together. But meanwhile, I always like to really to know the input, how they enjoy the rifle, if they enjoy something they can improve, we can improve. I like to know their feedback. His name is John from Kingman. John, are you there?
Yeah. How you doing?
Very good, my friend. Okay, very good. Thank you for your time. I know today is kind of a family day for you. So probably you try to,
Oh, no problem.
Rest a little bit. So listen, I know that, I know because I gave you the upper, okay? At least you got, from me, the upper of the Don't Trade on Us, the Freedom Rifle. And then, of course, you put together with the Plum Crazy Generation 2 lower. I want your feedback. Why, first of all, did you look for this type of new platform? Or at least, I mean, the platform is the same. AR-15, there are billions of our AR-15s there. But, this is kind of a unique rifle because starting from price, it's probably the most affordable out there for $499.
Right.
What was your initial situation? Why you say, let me try this rifle? Was the price that somehow gave you the idea to purchase it?
No, actually, it was the fact that it was so much lighter than my old AR, and the fact that it's very well backed by the owners, the manufacturers, I guess, and it as far as a very affordable weapon goes, I love it a lot more. I can sling it around my neck and shoulders, since I'm part of the Arizona State Militia. It doesn't hurt my neck. I don't even notice it's there.
Wow.
Half the time.
Question: What was your other rifle? I mean, we can say whatever brand you have, what type of model you have. What did you have, or what do you still have?
Well, my old rifle was it wasn't a particular brand. It was an Arms Core and a Palmetto mix. I just bought a couple different. There's a bolt carrier group, a lower was Palmetto, and the upper was Arms Core. The bolt carrier group was Arms Core. It was kind of a Franken gun, but I really enjoy having the I enjoyed the rifle. I guess I can't say it was a terrible rifle, but with it was so heavy, and for using it for the Arizona State Militia, I prefer having a lighter weapon. Plus the Freedom Rifle, being able to shoot and reach out further than my old rifle it's a blessing.
Well,
I'm really happy with it. The only things I've modified on it since I got the rifle is I added a sling ring to it.
Yes,
and that's about the only thing. That's the only thing I've actually done to the weapon at all. It fires great, fires really fast. The trigger very sensitive. Loving the trigger pull on that.
Yeah, did you watch the video of the trigger? I went down to the factory to meet Ed, the owner of one of the owners of Plum Crazy. We tested I have a Bushmaster, kind of one of my first AR-15 I bought years ago. Very nice upgraded Bushmaster with fluted barrel and a lot of little fancy stuff. But bottom line, the factory trigger for the Bushmaster was about 8.3 pounds. Instead, this out of the box, let's say this very, I tell you, inexpensive but lifetime warranty and super strong trigger from Generation 2 of Plum Crazy, they are about 3.8 pounds. I don't know did you watch the video?
Yeah, I actually saw the video. You were getting off some shots there pretty quick with a broken finger, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I'm shooting with I cannot really bend this finger. It is like kind of almost like straight, but I'm able to put between 5 rounds in 1.1 seconds. Now I'm working on 6 rounds in 1.3 seconds. So I'm pretty amazed.
Oh, there you go.
It is an amazing little trigger. And you know what I like? You do not need to put any type of lubricant, just to let you know. Normally, when you have a regular AR, all the interior part of the trigger is metal, so you want to lube a little bit. This one, you have to do just wash it, if there is dirt, of course, and with a, pressure hair. That's it.
Right. Yeah, I haven't done anything to that lower at all. Nothing to it, nothing to the upper. I wiped it down after I shot a little bit with it at our last training, but it's very fantastic. It's very fantastic weapon. I love that it's light. I love that it's got the warranties on it. It's backed by the manufacturers and everyone involved. I think it's
yes. We're here, and I'm also behind the upper. Of course, the upper is every part that movable like that. Like for example, the ball group. Eventually, you will need to change. Some parts. Some springs. It's normal consumption, but the product is made in the U.S. I'm here. And that's the beautiful thing. I'm here trying to make. I don't care that the price is super duper affordable. I still treat every customer like they bought the most expensive rifle, because for me the rifle is not like a hobby. It's something that we must keep functioning. And I'm ready to have one rifle that works. They have 20 rifles that they all somehow needs to be fixed. You know what I mean? So I want that rifle to work, not because it's affordable means it's gonna work half of the time. It must work every time. Of course, always keep it nice and fresh and clean. Now, question: what type of ammo normally do you use when you shoot it?
What type of ammo? I use brass casings. They're just the reloads from one of the guys in the militia.
Okay.
He's got he's got a very good press, and he makes really good ammo. And the rounds that I shot through, not even a hiccup, not one.
That's good. I mean, if you can
incredible.
find somebody that really knows what he's doing, let me tell you something. Though, in general, with the uppers and the lowers, we give lifetime warranty, of course, but we always say, please, at your own risk, do not use reloads. I mean, you can use reload; it's your rifle after all. But if it blows up, it's up to you. And you know why? Because also liability factors. Because let's say Winchester or any other big brand out there make a mix up. It's something you know where to go. Okay, and normally I tell you, I've been shooting every type of brand, and I know sometimes they have recalls too. Even the big names make mistake, but so far I know that the few times I was close to have a problem were with reloads, and thank God nothing happened. They were even my reloads, so I made myself a point. Unless I have, for example, really an emergency situation, like we are, I don't know, at war, or we are some sort of a problem with imports or components. At that point, I try to always buy brand new ammo. By the way, do you know that you can shoot also steel case ammo with this rifle, like, for example, the Brown Bear?
Right, yeah, you had mentioned something about that to me a while ago about it. But doesn't it have a problem jamming in there with the... After, I know steel casings are notorious for that, after they heat up and get all that gunk on the inside of your chamber and whatnot. Do you ever run into a problem with that?
The only problem I had by the way, I have a video. We were shooting at Havasu summertime with a temperature about over 130 degrees on video. Then when you pass 110, 115, you start to see, of course, also the heating of the shooting part. Then you start to have all the gunk, start to become almost like a glue. And then we switch to brass. But till 120 degrees, I was shooting a Brown Bear with no problem. During the regular average weather here for training, I always shoot just Brown Bear, the green box. That, by the way, is not a secret. I always share to my friends and also people who buy the rifle. You can buy it so far, the best deal I found. And people maybe can find other deals. Let me know. I will share it. On sgammo.com, the average price they had a few months ago was 1,000 rounds, 55 grains. Okay, this is the 223 Remington. It's not 5.56, but it's okay for training. It's fine, little less pressure, but this is great. For about $215 plus $15 shipping, no sale tax. So you pay about...
That's a really good deal.
Yeah, you pay about 23 cents or 20 something like that, 23 cents a round, cheaper than probably many handgun rounds. And you don't need to stress about reloads. You don't need to stress about, oh my God, did my friend maybe put too much powder? And more important, you can save the good ammo for when you do, let's say, other situation. But for practicing...
Right.
By the way, they're very accurate. I mean, I can do 1 square inch group. That means 4 minutes of angle at 25 meters with no benches, just with the prone and one sling once the rifle is zero. So I tell you.
Very nice.
Oh, yeah, I got it on video. And I invite everybody. And by the way, I would like to go with you and any other friends out there, because this rifle, I like to go shoot it. I don't like just to talk about it. And I always also, let's say, offer this sort of follow-up to my customers that for me they are friends, because I don't sell this rifle just to make a buck. I'd like to have every man or woman or between, I don't care what is your sexual preference here, if you love freedom, if you love America, if you love our state, to at least have a gun, in this case a rifle. We start with that and know how to use it, because we need armed people, armed citizens. So that's why I did this idea. I want to have the working man out there, or the working woman doesn't need to wait for Christmas or to put, layaway. They can buy this gun without thinking, oh my God, this next week we're not going to have food. No, you can have everything you need, plus you can have your rifle with a lifetime warranty. Anything you want to talk about what you do? I know that you are involved with the Arizona State Militia. Let me know a little bit more about this. What is this organization? Tell me more about it, please.
It's a group of individuals, Arizona residents get together. It's a completely volunteer organization. Patriots to get together to, be kind of like a first line of defense for the public against foreign or domestic threats. We try to do everything we can to protect the people, and we like to we really believe in what we stand for, and we're standing behind the flag. It's truly
that
patriotic type of deal.
You know that many people think out there when they use they hear the word militia because it's been instrumentalized by the media and of course by the propaganda. That is like some sort of a terrible word. But I would like to remind everybody out there, especially if you live in Arizona, all you gotta do is go to our Arizona Constitution and revised statute. The militia, it is a part of our Constitution in Arizona. I mean, every man between the age of 18 and 45 automatically is enrolled in the militia. Are you aware of that?
Yeah.
You know, of course,
I actually knew that.
And then, of course, there are different exceptions. There are people that are exempted. And, of course, there is the organized and the unorganized militia. And there is also the National Guard that is not a militia, as people may think. So it's different. We have here in our Constitution. And militia doesn't mean people that just get a bunch of camos and get rifles, go shoot. No. Militia means people that they are volunteering their time and their money to help, because tomorrow could be, let's say, a natural disaster. Tomorrow could be a tornado. Tomorrow could be an earthquake. Tomorrow could be, let's say, a riot. Anything. You know, you're here to support our elected law enforcement, in this case, of course, the sheriff. And, of course, as an individual, you have also the, let's say, independence to, more important, to follow the Constitution and to exercise your Second Amendment. You don't need to have the order from the sheriff. That's why it's called unorganized militia. Okay, that's the bottom line.
Right.
But it's more than just shooting and you know, playing Rambo. It is about also preparing for emergencies. Do you do any type of monthly training, weekly training? What do you do exactly?
We do. We've got monthly trainings that we host, and then every 3 months we do like a 3-day camp out intensive training, and then we have meetings once a week. We also send out emails quite frequently to keep everybody who can't make it to meetings and trainings, to keep them in the loop and updated, you know. I mean, let's just face it, everybody's got to work for a living. So, you know, and keeping everybody up to speed and, you know, on the same page really helps with being organized with it. But no, it's a lot of fun. And, you know, people who want to get on board with it, all they got to do is go to the ASM, Arizona State Militia website, and they can find contact information there from, we would be Bravo companies in the Mojave County, and so they're able to find anything there, you know, as far as, you know, like videos on the militia, you know, like I guess demo videos. You can kind of see what they're all about as far as like, you know, like tactics and whatnot. You can see a small portion of that, and then mostly it's contact information if you're interested in joining. Okay. And then we've got recruiters all around Mojave County that can help you get started.
You know, it's funny because I am here on Southern Poverty Law Center. That, by the way, I was featured in 2005 before even I was a citizen, and they put me under the nativist. You know, and it's funny because I was even born here. I was born in Italy, so how can I be a native?
Oh, wow.
You know, that's so kind of fun. But, you know, just because, you know, I am a strong supporter of legal immigration, and I believe in borders, and I believe that, you know, every country should have the right, you know, to have borders. Otherwise, you lose your sovereignty. I believe in the Constitution. I don't believe in communists or fascists or any type of tyranny. Bang! I got a special Medal of Honor. They put me there when I was just after, no, even I just became a citizen like a few weeks after. So I understand the propaganda. That was 2005 when I was at my little page there, and I think it's still there. And then I see now, July 29, 2014, the Arizona State Militia say it's mainstream, and they say it's not. So it's funny. Everybody that for me, I mean, at least almost everybody who is on Southern Poverty Law Center, I consider a friend of mine. The sad thing, you know, is fun because they try to mix us up with racist, Nazi skin, or any other things that I know you are not. But the problem is they put legitimate people with a couple of bad elements, and they try to put us all in the same pot. You know, that's the way they try to work it out. So people, they get kind of... are you aware of this article, by the way, on the, Southern Poverty Law Center? By the way, they're not poor at all. They got millions of dollars, these bastards. Are you aware of that?
Yeah. Well, I haven't personally seen it myself. You know, like, this would be the first story of, you know, actually, you know, where I know somebody, a part of it, but I know what goes on. I mean, I know what happens. I mean, you know, it is a terrible thing to... It is a terrible thing to group everybody together like that. You know what is sad. You know, I like people that
get involved like yourself, and I think it's great doing something proactive. Just not just complaining. Okay, let's do something to
Right.
honor our rights and our and to try to take care of our families and our community. That's great. At the same time, what I really am, this is just my strategy. Of course, we don't need to agree. When I see groups like there is an official website. And there is, of course, a group like, try to do legitimate, try to invite people, try to show what you're doing. At the same time, though, you have the other side of the coin. You invite also the scumbags like the Southern Poverty Laws, because they were very proud that, in September of the last year, TV station KPHO in Phoenix ran an investigative report from a correspondent who went undercover, like, you were trying to, I don't know, some sort of Osama bin Laden story, and to one of the ASM meeting, and found that its recruiters were offering advice to veterans and military contractors about how to get around military prohibitions against militia involvement. I mean, think about that. First of all, we're talking about a right. In our state, it's a right. It also is a duty to be part of our militia, okay? But look, that's the bad news that they found, because some of the members, so the point is, you open doors to potential infiltrators, let's say agent provocateur, that they were trying to say, by the way, let's go out there and let's blow up something. And you say, wait a second, what did you say? And bang, you say something out of context, and they come and they find an excuse to storm you out. So did you ever had any specific problem with somebody that you had to say, you know what, dude, we don't like your attitude, you don't like your face, get out of here?
We've run into members like that in the past. I mean, I've been a member of the ASM here now for going on, I think, almost 4 years now. And I mean, you're always going to find those kind of people, no matter what organization you're a part of, or even, for, any kind of volunteer situation. I mean, you just got to kind of get them out of there. They're just a poison to what your above goal is. So you got to get them out of there before they do any more damage.
Yeah.
So I think that's just the main trick, is to get them out quickly and kind of forget about them and just focus on what you're trying to accomplish, and the good people will come. And the bad
I'm
people will
I'm sure. My only point is sometimes you're not that lucky to find out when it's too late, because they most of these situations, like for example, they found out the militia in Alaska, wherever they were set up. They were given the idea. They were given the weapon. They were saying, come on, do that. That's called instigation. That's called, sometimes you get people that unfortunately they're doing something wrong, but at the same time they create the problem. You know what I mean? Because sometimes most of the situation, they've been instigated and they've been manipulated. So they need to fabricate the drama. I mean, I don't know, you were very young. I was even in the country here. I was still in Italy, but I learned after when I came. Oklahoma City was a scam, by the way. It wasn't exactly the way they told us. Are you familiar with the story?
Right.
I mean...
Yeah, you're talking about the city bombing?
Yeah, Oklahoma City bombing. The Mr. Timothy McVeigh, the right-wing militia extremist, he was just the puppet. Unfortunately, was used as let's say, this sort of, how you call, like one was with Jeff Kennedy, The other guy was the idiot out there that had to take all the fault. But the point is, seriously, guys, it's very important that we learn about these things, because otherwise that's how they started to make the militia a bad word, because they're afraid. The government is afraid. This country was founded and created on the blood of the militia. We didn't really have a regular army. I mean, besides George Washington, of course, but the most of our fighting force, they were regular average Joe, and even some women, of course, at different levels. But the point was average people. There wasn't a formal army. So we had to have these people, the militia, created this country, and now they want to make us forget about that, and militia must be associated to a bad word. That's why it's very important we learn about, please Google it, YouTube it. There are so many videos out there with generals, 3-star generals, who show the evidence that ballistically that explosive never would have been possible to do the damage they did. It did, and more important, there were charges inside. There is mainstream local media on video. You will see they were being pulled off from national media that say charges not exploded were found in the building. Who can put this type of stuff in the building? Not some freaking guy from Kingman, okay? That's the guy. I mean, that was the guy that they used as a farce. So it's very important, because they tried to make us afraid. to even talk about these things. That's why I want to talk about militia, because it's not a bad word. It's something we should, hey, not everybody must join it. You don't have to. But guess what? It's like people go to churches to help. Some other people go to the hospital to help the poor, so the sick. You can join the militia and do your part. That's the point. My only concern is when you put it so open, everybody can join you on the website. If I was a bad person with bad intention to try to discredit you, best case scenario, I would join just to spy and just to justify my, federal government paycheck, overpaid paycheck. Because these people, to do their freaking job, rather than really focusing on criminals that we have, for example, coming from south of the border, no, they need to focus on law-abiding America, work in America, and get paid big bucks compared to the private sector. That really disgusts me, by the way. Seriously. You know how much you get paid, for example, even just the guy working for BLM entry level, nothing to compare to any private sector. So one of these guys that by the way, we have a huge force of federal agents since the time of the Oklahoma bombing. They never left here. Are you aware of that? They're still here in Mohave County.
Yeah.
They're here. So they need to justify their paycheck. And I'm sure they're listening to this show. And I'm sure probably they went to some of your meetings and they need to spend some sort, great report. Oh, by the way, John from Kingman just bought the Zanna Don't Trade on Us rifle. Let's write a book about it. Seriously, must be something very dangerous to society. Let's report to Obama. I mean, that's scary, freaky, ridiculous. Anyway.
Yeah, I agree.
Anything you want to say? Anything about anything?
Well, I mean, it was a real pleasure being a part of your show and being a part of, the product that you're trying to create for everybody and the message that you're delivering behind it. I think honestly, it's all really good stuff. To be honest, I think it's a good thing to be a part of. And
hey, thank you.
As soon as the girlfriend's ready to train with a rifle herself, she'll have one of her own Freedom rifles.
Perfect. And by the way, speaking about girlfriend, Saturday I have the first class I'm attending. I'm the freaking instructor. I'm not attending. Anyway, I'm gonna be teaching this class of Arizona concealed carry permit to the public. And I have, in case you have any friend who is in disability or any, let's say, lady who is a single mom and she has no support and maybe she's short with cash, it's free. Seriously. So tell us, spread the voice around. We have a couple of seats left. And it's going to be a great event. And what I'm trying to do, it is not just to say, get this piece of plastic. That, by the way, we don't really need it in Arizona. You know that. We have the constitutional carry. But I brought a blog on azccw.us. There's 6 advantages, in my opinion, when you get a CCW in Arizona. I am against permits. I hate the idea of permits because, after all, it's just a right that they sell us back to us as a permit. But when you come down that, for example, I can go to a shop now. If I want to buy a gun from a shop, I don't need anymore to have this magic phone call to NICS and FBI and waiting maybe 3 hours. Guess what? Show my ID, show my Arizona concealed carry weapon permit, and bang, I can get my gun and get out of the shop. Right there is pretty nice. I can buy brand new guns without stress. And then another thing, knowing the basic of the law, okay? Because we are here as the gun owners, we must be held at a higher standard than the average person. We cannot make mistake. We are liable for every mistake we make, especially for every bullet coming out of the round. Coming out of the barrel of our guns. So I tell you, one thing that really try to pressure a lot of information is about knowing the laws. Even I'm no lawyer, I will give you the best information I can. Where to carry, how to carry, when to display, when you can display a gun for self-defense. We have also, of course, new laws that now you can also display for defensive purposes. And more important, if you ever have to, be sure that you know when to squeeze the trigger. You can just, start to shoot at things or people when you feel like it. So it's very important. I invite everybody out there. And of course, after the class, it is not mandatory, but I also like to go to the range. We give as extra free service. We have a virtual simulator that I have, infrared. We can shoot there or we can go to the range. It's going to be a fun event, and more important, a productive event. So please spread the voice around if you have any ladies with single mom, okay?
Oh, no problem.
Perfect. So listen, next time, when normally Sunday is a good day for you to go shoot?
Well, right now Sundays aren't super awesome because I work. Okay. I'm working every Sunday, I think the rest of this month.
Okay.
But maybe starting in February, I'll start to have Sundays off. Are Sundays the only day you go to the range?
But normally Saturday or Sunday, one or the other one. So let's try to plan together. Yeah,
I can
Saturday.
probably swing you a Saturday.
Perfect. So let's do that. This week is kind of crazy. Of course, I have the situation, but maybe next couple of weeks I like to go. I need to zero some new rifles. You can bring your rifle. We can shoot together. Maybe we can make a little video there. Okay.
Sweet. Sounds like a plan.
Perfect. So listen, say hi to your dad and everybody at the militia group. Say that, I support you guys, and anybody who wants to come on the show is welcome, okay?
Not a problem. We appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And that's what John from Kingman, who bought the Don't Trade on Us, the Freedom Rifle by Zanna. Now, we little bit of a break, and then we go back. This is the second hour. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom. It is all going to be about training and Second Amendment. Do not go away.
It is time. Get your Arizona Concealed Carry Permit now with Arizona Concealed Carry Permit by Zanna Enterprises, LLC. Become a more responsible and educated gun owner. Carry legally concealed in 35 states. Carry permitted in restaurants where alcohol is served. Learn where and how you can legally carry a firearm in Arizona. Learn where you can use deadly force. Where can you display your gun or not for self-defense? Learn how to deal with law enforcement while carrying a firearm. Learn how to be aware of your surroundings and how to avoid a confrontation. Buy your gun without waiting for a background check. Get your Arizona Concealed Carry Permit now. Go to www.azccw.us. Go to www.azccw.us. Free for single mothers and people with disabilities.
Here we are. I'm back here on the air. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with Luca Zanna on K-Talks 1340 AM. I was talking with my friend John from Kingman, from the Arizona State Militia. Now, he was asking me, by the way, after we finish our little segment here, interview, he texts me, say, Luca, by the way, I forgot to ask you, but can we shoot 5.56 NATO on the Freedom Rifle? And of course you can. Also, by the way, there is a nice article that I wrote. It's not even an article. It's like 15 reasons why you should buy at least one Don't Trade on Us, the Freedom Rifle. And one of the reasons, of course, you can shoot both 5.56 NATO full pressure and, of course, the less pressure 223 Remington. But also you have another advantage because you technically can shoot 5.56 and 223 also with a regular 5.56 chamber. With a Freedom Rifle is chamber in 223 Wild. You can shoot both type of calibers, 5.56 and also 223, but also you can shoot heavier bullets in 5.56, like for example, 75 grains. Normally this chamber is used for competition also, because it offers opportunity to shoot and stabilize heavier bullets like the 75 grains. Something that normally with the regular 1:7 twist ratio, with the 5.56, you stick pretty much between the 55 and 62 grains. So this is a kind of very versatile upper chamber that was under my idea. I wanted to do something more than just the average 5.56 NATO, okay? I mean, think about it. Government can have billions of rounds on our tax dollar 5.56, no problem. They got by the truck. Civilians, working people, they can shoot whatever they can find. Sometimes you can find, you can afford 5.56, that's great. Sometimes you got to stick with the steel case, 55 grains. And that's another thing I found that I really like about this rifle, especially the Brown Bear. And I'm not endorsing that brand, I mean, he likes also Wolf, but Brown Bear, especially when you don't shoot beyond 130 degrees. And by the way, I know the average person would never even come close to the range for that weather, besides little crazy people like me. But yes, it's amazing how he loves to eat that steel brass. I mean, steel case, not brass. Okay, so that's the story. So I hope I was able to explain that, yes, you can shoot both 5.56 and 223 Remington out of the Freedom Rifle. By the way, I got the trademark. I'm so proud. People say, wow. What do you mean? Why you're proud? Yeah, because I'm proud. I'm a guy that barely can speak English, and I was able to obtain a U.S. trademark of Don't Trade on Us, the Freedom Rifle. Yes, Don't Trade on Us, the Freedom Rifle trademark by Gianluca Zanna. And I'm proud of this because it's an idea was born as an act of love. Seriously, I mean, there are thousands of ARs out there, okay? Who am I? I'm just a regular guy. I'm not one of these big companies, but I wanted to create a product that is affordable, it is quality, yes, lifetime warranty, and it has also extra things that you normally don't get out of the average rifle. They give it to you at the shop. Not only we give you a copy of the Constitution in parchment, something that's very important. This is the idea who is behind the rifle. It is not just to shoot at paper targets. No, it's an idea, it's a right. Okay? We are the last line of defense to defend our republic. That's why we must have a rifle. I'm not even having a rifle for defending against, criminals or for self-defense. For self-defense, I get a 2x4 or a rock would be probably many times would be enough. I have a rifle because I want to defend this republic against all enemies, foreign and domestic. I don't even need to join a militia. I'm an individual. I'm here, and I stand with all of you at the same time. But the point is, it's a great rifle. Then you get a copy of the Constitution, you get a copy of my CD digital version, Don't Tread on Us, the name of the rifle, a beautiful t-shirt, Slaves Are Never Armed, let me think about it, magazine, 30 rounds magazine, USGI, rear sight removable. I mean, it's amazing. You got ready to go. You don't need to, you can buy now many cheap rifles out there, but then they don't give you the front sight, they don't give you the rear sight, then it's going to cost you much more money than you thought. Instead, ready to go. Rear sight, A2 handle, removable. Once it's zero in, man, it stays there, doesn't move. So that's the story. And of course, don't forget, if you live in Mojave County, I'd love to go shoot with you. Try to do that with Bushmaster or Armalite or any of these big names. They give you the rifle, you're gone. No, if you go shoot, let's go shoot together. I want to be sure you're happy. Maybe if you need some little help, guess what? I can give you some help in zeroing, and more important, you also can download a copy of the ebook that I'm putting chapters after chapters out, How to Become a Rifleman. You get a parchment with a password, you can log into the website, and you have a chance to have also this extra information for just $499. Now, that's enough. By the way, when you purchase the rifle, it's not just a rifle, it is also about supporting the show. That's the way I support this show and the things I do. This is not the government, this is not PBS that they start, your money through taxation. No, we are here as a free market. We try to offer you always the best we can. Most important, honest information, or at least what I think is true. If I'm wrong, I apologize. Come here on the show and I'll be happy to apologize in public if I say something wrong. But normally, everything comes out of my mouth, I really mean it. Okay, so that's the point. At this point, I need a way to bring this up. It takes me much of my energy. And, as I said, I don't have ambition to become a radio guy. I couldn't care less. So it's not like, I want to be on the air because I want to become the next whatever radio guy you may think. No, I couldn't care less. Honestly, I like to talk between myself. That's enough. My cat and my dogs, they're plenty with me as my audience. I don't need an audience. But guess what? I'm here right now. I took this as an opportunity. And I don't want to go around begging for sponsors, and of course then they tell you, by the way, I don't like what you said about 9/11. I don't like about what you're saying about Hillary. I don't like what you say about Bush. I can say whatever I damn please, and so you do. I don't care if you agree or not with me. When you come on the show, you don't need to agree with me. And I want to remind, on my Facebook page, it's different. On my Facebook page, I don't have mercy. I don't have the type of compassion. I don't have the type of, let's say, I'm not a saint. I'm not Jesus Christ. I'm not here trying to convert you, to preach you, to make you see things the way I want to see him or to believe what I believe. No. On the show, I want you, especially if you disagree, but my Facebook page is the place where I would like to be surrounded by like-minded people. We are not married. We are not linked by blood. We don't live under the same roof. We don't have to see each other. No. It's called, if you somehow support Hillary or support Obama or any other fascist out there, guess what? We're not in common. So no big deal. Don't get offended. I'm not calling you names. I just say go in peace. Seriously, that's what I say. That's why I always remind that once in a while to my new Facebook friends, that's the story. And then, of course, if you get mad, then it's your problem because I have no drama there. But on the show, especially if you disagree with me, I want you on. Please, come on, okay? Anyway, that's the story. Now, let's talk about the class. This coming Saturday is coming here. We will start at 10 o'clock at Shots. By the way, we're pretty much almost done. We have only 2 or 3 places left. So I invite you really to go out there and if you can, contact all Shots directly. But more important, you can email me at zanna@zanna.us, or even better, go to AZ, let me do it for you right now. Look, I'm going to do it right now. AZCCW.us. And you will be redirected to the main page of the Arizona Concealed carrypermit.com, okay? You will see the class, you will see the curriculum, and also you will read the article, Why to Get an Arizona CCW Permit, the 6 advantages. As I said before, I'm pushing it because I want to give you this opportunity. If you're a single mother, or if you know maybe a single mom, the class is free. Especially if you're in need, let's say, say money is short, no problem. We're not going to make any deal. It's going to be private information. You talk to me, I'll keep it private. Free, zero. You have just to pay the $60 DPS application fee to the state, not to me. But I will waive the $85, that is, by the way, is still considered the curriculum we go through of the class. So that's pretty much the story. Same story, people with real disability. But hey, if you're disabled, if you got money, don't be a cheap bastard. Seriously, okay? Because I can see you. If you see that you drive a freaking $50,000 car, guess what? You're going to pay like everybody else, disabled or not, okay? That's the story. Anyway, at this point, I would like to focus on practical things because, I like to have guests, but also I like to talk a little bit about things that we can really use, benefit out of this hour, okay? This is not just an hour talking about the latest gun. I couldn't care less. You buy whatever gun works for you. My goal is to get law-abiding people, okay, with the right to keep and bear arms. They will exercise this right in a very, let's say, responsible way. How are you going to be responsible? 2 ways. First of all, you need to know the laws. You don't want to be somebody that just, is an idiot out there. We don't need gun owners that were idiots. We need gun owners that they must be above the average standard of a law-abiding person. We are going to be held, at a higher standard. That's a fact. So first of all, I would like to say, you need to know the laws. You need to know the laws how to use, when to use deadly force, if you really have to. More important, I say I can teach you everything, but I cannot teach you attitude. If you're a jerk, nothing I can do. You gotta go to talk to yourself, talk to your pastor, to your father, to your mother, wherever you can talk to, and try to get better. And then you come back, and then we can talk about the rest of the stuff. So more important, you must have a good attitude about everything. Attitude about learning. I hate when I see people, I know that, I don't want to do that, I know it. By the way, I've been doing this for 15 years. Okay, I know it. Guess what? If you know it, why are you even here? Seriously. That's the wrong attitude. Sometimes I go to places that I know that probably I know little more than them, and I still learn something. And even when they teach me something different, I open my mind, I let go everything else I already knew, and I say, you know what, that's fine. Then I can always go back and do it. But now maybe I can learn something new. That's the attitude. We are there to learn, and we are there to be responsible gun owners, okay? So the bottom line is, we will talk during the class about using deadly physical force. But more important, you must know, I am not a lawyer, and I'm not going to give you any legal advice, because at the end of the day, only a lawyer can give you legal advice, or a peace officer, that's certified by the state, knowing the laws. I'm somebody who's been reading. I can share with you the laws, and I can at least read them to you and give you my opinion. That is not even about how to do it, when to do it, but at least an opinion about what it is, the law. Now, most importantly, we must understand, a gun in general is a tool to use only as last resort. This is the most important thing. You have many other options. The other option that would be, first of all, avoid the situation. If you're aware of your surrounding, we talked probably last time about it, the different levels of, awareness. You should never be in that situation anyway. You missed already a couple of steps. You didn't see it coming. But if you really have the chance, evacuate, run, get out. You're not there to prove any point. You're not going to get a medal after the shooting. You're not going to get a check from somebody. You're not going to get any type of front page. Oh my God, a new hero. No, you're probably going to get arrested. You're probably going to get on the front page, probably under investigation. And then you have some members of your family going to say, oh, you really have to do that? And then you're going to have probably $50,000 legal fees coming on your way. And sometimes not, because sometimes, hopefully you are in right all the way, clean cut. Still, you're going to live the rest of your life with something that may be not probably bothering you that much, maybe that moment, but guess what? Even a scumbag life is always a human life. And we are not here to kill. That's the most important thing. We are not here to kill anybody. We are here to save life. We are here to stop threats. That's it. For me, the way I look at these guns, save innocent life, never kill. And at the end of the day, even if you have the opportunity, even if it is in your right, always try to avoid to use deadly force. Even if you have all the justification. If I have a chance, why should I do it? Let the cops handle the situation. But there are some situations that you don't have any option. At that point, the question is, when can you shoot? And there are different states, different laws, okay? If you go to California, guess what? Or New York, probably you're better off, they shoot you and rape you, and you're going to be probably much less in danger if you're going to defend yourself. But still, no matter where you are in the world, I believe that every human being has the right of self-defense. And there is some sort of a general universal law, at least a concept, applies to self-defense, using deadly force for self-defense. You must have a reasonable fear of immediate or unavoidable danger of death or serious bodily injury to an innocent person or yourself. Let me read it again. A reasonable fear of immediate or unavoidable danger of death or seriously bodily injury to an innocent person. So that's the general universal. Some states, like for example, of course, Arizona, we have much more rights in self-defense than many other states like New York or other states like California. But in general, that's the law that applies to everywhere. What means reasonable? Means fair. Means that, you're going to be judged reasonable by 12 of your peers. So be sure that, makes sense. Can you articulate? Immediate. Fear must be immediate, not imminent. Means that's going to happen very soon. Immediate means that it's going to happen now. So this is a huge difference. So you must know that you have no other chance. You can't run. Unavoidable. You cannot prevent it. You cannot avoid it. You try everything. Of course. We have now, of course, the last few years, also the Castle Doctrine law here. We can stand our ground. But if you can, remember, the best fight is always the one you can avoid it. Then when he says danger of death, yeah, that is pretty simple. End of life. Innocent. You must not be guilty of a crime. If you're a freaking criminal out there, committing a robbery or whatever, no, you don't have the right. Seriously bodily injury, doesn't mean that you need to die, but you know what? Somebody can break your neck or, put you in a permanently damage on you. That's serious bodily injury. A black eye or a slap, no, that's not it, okay? Now, when he says reasonable, very important. When he says immediate danger of death and seriously bodily danger is reasonable, there must be three elements. First of all, the intent. The attacker must show you with his actions or words his intention to kill or to cause seriously bodily injury. How? You must have the opportunity. Remember, somebody has, let's say, that is a black belt of karate or something like that, even with no guns, that guy could be deadly. He has an opportunity. If he has a gun, has an opportunity, Then, of course, we can go into details. What distance you can justify the usually deadly force depends, every time is different. Because somebody can have, let's say, 20 feet, a knife could be already too close. But somebody's, let's say, with a knife at 200 yards, that's not danger. It's not immediate danger. You can run. But 200 yards with a rifle, yes, that could be immediate. That can give you a headshot if somebody knows how to shoot. Okay, so that's the story. Ability. The attacker possesses the physical ability of inflicting seriously bodily injury or death. Yes, he can. Can use a firearm or any type of other weapons. So that's the point. If you have any doubt about using deadly force, my answer is probably you should not use it. Simple as that. This is just a little example what we're going to go through during the class. And there is much more. I'm going to talk, for example, about the Arizona laws, Arizona revised statutes, that pretty much talk about self-defense. When can you really shoot somebody? And as I said, I'm no lawyer here because I'm not giving you legal advice. I'm just reading to you the statutes. Then it's your duty of a law-abiding person to seek more legal advice and try to figure it out really and study this stuff. You don't want to just guess. You must know your rights. You must also know your limitation. You must know the laws. Okay? I'll give you just an idea. For example, technically, all the self-defense, situation in our Arizona revised statute is in ARS 13404. Okay? Self-defense, only when someone is about to kill or maim, you can shoot at them. Then there is, of course, you can also defend a third person. If there is an innocent person, you are allowed to shoot to save a life, to stop the threat. Okay? Yeah, the statute say, about to kill is only to, self-defense only when someone is about to kill. The point is we are not here to kill, we are to save lives. Okay? Then, of course, defenses of premises. You think you can shoot somebody just because he's, let's say, trespassing? Or you shoot somebody because you want to protect your property? No, you can't. Deadly force, you can threaten deadly force to protect your property, but you cannot shoot to protect your property. People say, wait a second, I can shoot if somebody is trespassing? No, you can't. Unless there is some justification, like we were saying before. Is your life in immediate danger? That's another story. For example, you can shoot to prevent certain crimes in case there is an arson of occupied structure. Somebody's burning the house and there is your kid inside you, or maybe you are inside the house. Yes, ARS 131704, you can read it, justifies use the deadly force. Or first or second degree burglary, ARS 1507, 1508. That's not the situation. Let's say somebody's trying to break into your home and you fear for your life, and at the same time, they try to come there. Breaking the law, that means also they are committing a felony, burglary. You have the right. Doesn't mean that you have to do it. I mean, somebody's breaking my home. Well, honestly, I don't want to tell you what's going on, but if I can avoid the confrontation, if I can avoid to shoot him, I always try to avoid violence. But if I have no choice and I see you face to face and you're not running away, I'm sorry. I may be really thinking that you're really coming for my life at that point. Okay? Because the idea is a criminal may have pretty much three options. One is to surrender. Okay, that's good. You call the cops and hopefully everything goes through. One is to run. Let them run. Let them run. You're not here to do any type of arrest. Let the cops handle it. You just want to be sure your family is safe, you're safe. And third, they may attack. At that point, you draw the line in the sand. Now, game is over. No more thinking. They decided. They started the fight. You will finish it. Simple as that. Okay? And I'm not here to tell you you're going to kill. No, you're not killing anybody. You stop the threat. Simple as that. So anyway, that gives you an idea. Then, of course, we talk about kidnapping. You justify to use a deadly force in kidnapping. ARS 131304. Manslaughter. First to second degree murder. I mean, this is so much to learn, and it's good. Because I think we should be proud to learn all these things when we carry a weapon, a gun. It is our duty to be the best we can, not just in the marksmanship, but also in our knowledge of the laws. Okay? By the way, sexual assault. Many European countries, you are not justified to use deadly force to save an innocent from sexual assault. Think about how evil is that law. We were talking about, with Soren, the lady from Denmark. A woman was trying to be raped. She tried to defend herself with a little, squirt gun. What is that? Pepper spray. She got charged. Imagine if she had a gun. Imagine if maybe a friend had a knife and stopped the bastard, with whatever he had. He would be arrested. Serious charges. Here in Arizona, thank God, if somebody's committing a sexual assault, according to ARS 131406, you have the opportunity to stop the crime, even with deadly force, I didn't say you have to do it, but you have that situation if you can reasonably justify that. I think that's very important to know. Child molestation, armed robbery, aggravated assault. So this is the thing we will talk about it. But more important during the class, what I like to do escalation of force scenarios, when to shoot or not to shoot. Because sometimes, you can talk about these things, say, okay, but then you need to start to do really practical examples in the class. And by the way, in the class, nobody really is allowed to have loaded weapon. We have security outside, but no, nobody inside will have loaded weapon because we want to be safe about that. But we will use SIRT guns, laser guns, red guns, plastic guns, and we can start to do scenarios. Okay? Somebody's opening the door right now, and is walking with a rifle, for example, on sling. And you say, hi, how you doing, guys? Okay, no, because he's walking with a rifle on sling, it means you start shooting. This is Arizona after all. Maybe just carrying the rifle to enjoy his Second Amendment. Or maybe he's bringing the rifle because he wants to sell it. Okay. Yeah, you want to be alert a little bit. You want to be, okay, what's going on? Do I know this guy? What is he doing? Is he holding in the right way? Is on sling? How does he dress? How is he acting? And that's the most important thing, be aware. But at the same time, let's say somebody instead comes inside the room right now and he has a ski mask, okay, or a black mask or whatever, and he has a trench and it's middle of summertime. I'm already having a little problem with that. And then out of the blue, he presents, I'll open the trench, he has a shotgun, a saw-off shotgun. Well, I don't think that's, even if he's let's put it this way, Carnival or Halloween, that's going to be a very bad trick-or-treat situation he's going to find himself in, okay? So the point is, at that point, you start to have a different type of situation in your mind. You need to start to be prepared. Same story, you're at the restaurant. You already know where to go out in case you need to evacuate. Okay, you always have your eyes facing the entrance, looking at where people are coming inside. Look, these bastards now, they're evil. Look what happened. They tried to kill cops when they are having a break during lunch. Even cops, they're trained people. But sometimes, all you have to do, one split second, you put down your eyes, try to grab a sandwich, and bang, they shoot you in the back. So awareness is fundamental. All right, I think that's enough for now. Listen, I'm going to try to talk to you, of course, next Sunday. Meanwhile, enjoy the last hour of the show. It's going to be a great interview. We have two great interviews, one from Canada, one from Michigan. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with Luca Zanna. Do not go away. Ciao.
It is time. Get your Arizona Concealed Carry Permit now with Arizona Concealed Carry Permit by Zanna Enterprises, LLC. Become a more responsible and educated gun owner. Carry legally concealed in 35 states. Carry permitted in restaurants where alcohol is served. Learn where and how you can legally carry a firearm in Arizona. Learn where you can use deadly force. Where can you display your gun or not for self-defense? Learn how to deal with law enforcement while carrying a firearm. Learn how to be aware of your surroundings and how to avoid a confrontation. Buy your gun without waiting for a background check. Get your Arizona Concealed Carry Permit now. Go to www.azccw.us. Go to www.azccw.us. Free for single mothers and people with disabilities.